there's one person in the world you'd make real life Captain America, who would it be?
NBA young boy.
I'll just put these up in here. So here we have to the right of me, or the left of me, depending on. Yes, the right of me, or the left of me, unless you're. We have the creative of StingerMan and BUZZERBEE, the newest soon-to-be sensation. Going to be revitalized pretty soon. The man who beat all odds and is continuing to shape up. The man who was shot to the sunken place but came out untouched. The man, the myth, Najirou. Well, I don't know what to call this podcast. I was thinking about like farts and crafts.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it.
So that's the name of it right now, actually. So, first question is who and what are you? And what do you do?
Well, I'm Najirou. I am an artist, the creator of StingerMan BUZZERBEE. I spend my daily life drawing and working. So yeah, I'm an American citizen, born September 10th, 1998. Yeah, I guess that's
Like, pause. You can go as deep as you Holy pause. All right. What is Stingerman and BUZZERBEE?
Well, it's a story about two brothers who inherit the torch of heroism from their father, who's known as the world's or the galaxy's greatest hero, the mighty Stinger Bee. After his passing, he passed the torch to his kids, and now they've inherited these insect powers. So now it's up to them to kind of maintain the balance throughout their home. But twist in the story that's currently happening is that there is a dark age approaching. So it might not be as easy as they think it will. But they do have their friends, so it could be. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's gonna be easy, but they have some help.
Okay. So, what's your three inspirations? I'm gonna try and guess them off the top of my head based on prior knowledge on Stingerman and BUZZERBEE. Let me try and guess real quick. So we have Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, everybody's inspired by that, but we could say that.
And Sonic. And now you can go the rest.
Okay. Yeah, those are definitely some of the main drivers. But if we're talking like, other inspirations too, I would definitely say Naruto, Black Clover, and One Piece.
Is Black Clover your favorite piece of fiction as of recent?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, that is a really good series. Very underrated, just like myself. So that's why I like it so much. I understand the how good it is for being underrated. It's not super hype, but there is hype and there's love for it.
Okay, what's your favorite character in all of fiction? It could be video games, movies, anything.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
You're too slow.
Yep. Sonic the Hedgehog. Or
Sonic.
Wukong from Journey to the West. But really Sonic the
Here's
Hedgehog.
a random question I want to ask. Well,
Okay, go ahead.
ask random ones. Like the last one was piss in a cup question, but yours isn't. I don't have any of those right now.
Piss in a cup question.
Okay, this one is: if you had a second life and you're not allowed to do art again, what are you doing?
What would I do if I had a second life? I would honestly pursue culinary. I'd get into culinary. Probably be a chef, or I would get in. Yeah, that's it. Or I'd be an art teacher. Well, no, art wouldn't be a thing, so I'd be a science teacher.
Science.
Yeah, I love science. I feel like that's pretty valid.
I don't.
You know, well, what do you want me to say?
No. Najiro, I see you in a bigger and better environment other than the school.
I know, but it's just something about teaching the youth. It's something, it just means something to me. Where, giving them some hope and inspiration, because that's hard to come by in this age. Everybody wants to follow the same thing. So,
Do you have any least favorite characters of all time?
of all time, least favorite Hercule from Dragon Ball.
You
He's my
don't like
least
them?
favorite. No, there's more. There's more. I don't really like. I don't want to say this. I don't know. Definitely Hercule. I don't like Hercule.
Another trick.
I don't know. He's useless. He's funny but useless. Um, Another useless. I don't like character would probably have to be. Don't crucify me, people, but Captain America. I understand what he stands for, but he's useless. Too much screen time for no apparent reason.
Yeah, he does get a lot of screen time for just doing. I mean, lately they've been making him do stuff, but he gets front and center attention, and it's everyone else pulling in highlights. Not they took Super Soldier to another level, honestly.
Yeah, and I understand though, because he is the symbol of Marvel in America, so it's like, all right, you get it past. But you know what I'm saying? He's not my top favorite. I prefer Hulk over him. Not Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, just Hulk. Period.
I honestly think the Avengers, outside of like Thor, is pretty boring cast to begin with. You know, that's my bold take.
Yeah, Thor is probably one of the best.
And Iron Man, and that's it.
Yeah, everybody loves Iron Man. He's cool. He's rich, strong.
All right, what is a short-term and long-term goal for you?
Short-term goal, honestly, I would say to get me a new house. Move a new house. Long-term goal, get married, have kids.
You think
Also,
you want that?
Yeah, of course, the Family Guy. But I also want I want to have an anime or an animation video game. That stuff is like essential. I would love to have 100+ chapters in the story. That'd be great.
What is your biggest challenge, or what's your biggest thing that's in your way, holding you back?
I would say finding the time to do things that I love. Due to living in America, you know how that goes. You gotta
Yep.
work your jobs. You gotta do all this stuff. Put in all that time to do stuff just to survive. But honestly, I wish I could utilize that time into perfecting my craft, and I wish I would get paid for it. Now, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not stressed about that at all. You know, it is what it is. We have to do what we have to do to get by. But I would enjoy, you know, getting paid for what I do. You know, we can do it, but you know, there's a lot that has to be done in order for that to happen. And I am working on getting that, making it possible. For now, not the green. It's gonna take a while, but
Yeah, it's really a matter of time. How long, we will never know.
yeah.
Now, what's your feelings on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can dive into it any way you want, on AI?
The scale of 1 to 10, I think AI is really cool. I would say it's a 10 because it has transformed the technology basis of what we use today. In every age, there's always something new and revolutionary that changed the economy. You know, one day there's a car, then there's a refrigerator, the toaster, cell phone, etc. AI is another thing added onto it. You know, there are many benefits to AI. Of course, people for some apparent reason get super raged out when they see someone post something with AI art. Honestly, to me, I think it's pretty cool because we've never had this technology before access to the public, and they've been using it so long for video games and movies. They're giving it to us now, so I think it's pretty cool. Honestly, in the future, there's going to be a lot that people can do with it, and the public will benefit from it. You know what I mean? Just like we're doing now, you can use AI to write an essay or something.
That's AI to write an essay is nuts, though. But before people were doing that, all of us was just taking an already written essay anyways and copying and pasting and switching it up anyway. So you wouldn't learn anything from that anyway.
Exactly. You know, there's a lot of things, benefits that come with AI. Honestly, here's an example. I went to Popeyes the other day. You know who was at the answer machine when you go to the drive-through? AI.
Mhm.
It was a robot, and she was
Mhm.
hella smart, and you would have thought it was a real person, but it was an AI, and she took down the whole order perfectly. And if you want to switch it up, it can do that. It's like really crazy. I was like, wow, it's like we're getting into the future for real. I just thought it was
Yeah.
interesting.
McDonald's does it too, but up here they just instantly turn it off. Say, "Can I take your order?"
Yeah.
They just turn that shit off because they know people just sit there like, even though they know what they want.
What you want?
Yeah, AI is a sensitive topic that if you don't get with the program, you get steamrolled by the program.
Yeah, and a lot of AI, it's going to take a lot of people out of the game. That's for sure because it has the ability to make art. And the thing is that's really going to hurt are those that are digital artists, from what I can tell. Traditional artists may not get hurt as bad because it's very hard for a machine to replicate traditional because it's drawn with your hand. That's like totally different. But when it comes to replicating digital, it's going there. They do that already easily. I've seen some beautiful AI art that is digital, and you would have thought someone actually drew it, and somebody probably can draw it. But that's what I mean by it's going to knock off a lot of digital artists that are just purely solely digital. It can do that.
Yeah,
Even Disney uses AI for their a lot of movie posters. They've used AI, and
definitely.
it has its
And
ups and downs.
yeah, most people like it's really a double-edged sword AI, but most people it just removed everyone's side gig pretty much because the people that are willing to pay you for like an anime PFP can just type that shit in themselves and whatever comes up they're satisfied with because they kind of feel like they did it in a way. Only people who are like not creating a bigger project is going to get hurt by it. So,
Right, that
and
is true.
and authenticity these days is much sought after because like even on YouTube now, like the more popular videos are people just sitting out in the forest and talking about 40 years of experience in life or something. That's what I see on YouTube, and it's because people are so disconnected and brain rotted that they seek authenticity in its strongest form. So, and also, YouTube is you speaking of YouTube and stuff like that. It's the reason why people like to draw this rather than if they were to see this digital, they would not even look at it at all. Most
Yeah,
people wouldn't watch the live stream or nothing.
exactly. They'll scroll right past it, and the only reason why is because it can become very easy to replicate nowadays. But like you said, if it's authentic, they're gonna be more attracted to it because it's something that's rare. Authenticity is rare.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's very easy to replicate. You can search up Goku and find a million drawings of Goku. But let's
Mhm.
say you search up Goku drawn by Masashi Kishimoto, the guy who made Naruto.
Mhm.
That's authentic, it's real, and it's super hard to find that kind of thing. So you know what I mean? It's just a little example. It started.
So, why did you choose a bumblebee?
Well, I'll tell you why I chose the Bumblebee. Honestly, I feel like we've already had Spider Man. That was a cool theme.
Mhm.
When people usually choose some kind of animal or beast type power, it's usually a tiger, dragon, wolf, whatever, bird. We've seen it so many times, but it's very rare to see the bee. And all the heroes that I can recall that are bees, to me, they're lame.
Definitely.
So they're very lame. And I feel like the bee is one of the most undervalued. It's like it's literally a super insect. It has flight. It can make honey. It can make wax. It can sting you. All kinds of shit. They're super smart. All these
Mhm.
things a bee can do. And I was like, let me find a bee and capitalize off it. And of course, I love black and yellow. And the yellow is like one of my favorite things because when I see, for example, Goku or Naruto, they have golden yellow aura, Super Saiyan, etc. I like
Mhm.
that. So it signifies power.
Yeah,
Because red,
definitely.
you know what I'm saying? If you use red, it's like they have to have some kind of edginess to them. Super thin for or something. You've seen how edgy that was, how cool it was. When you
Mhm.
see red, you think of fire, you think of blood. You know what generates red. anger, and it's like it has to be some darker tone behind it.
Yeah.
To kind of complements it. Or you see red, you think Red Ranger. Who the hell knows? There's many things that define red, but when it comes to yellow, you see symbol of light. You see lightning. It's bright, it's there, it's prominent. You can't unsee it. So that's why I think I chose the bee because it's a prominent insect. When usually people hate bugs, they mostly would like bees because they make honey or forestry. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I chose the bee.
Everyone has a soft respect for bees, and it's just like people treat just because it's soft, fluffy, and probably cute to some. It can't be like a thing that can be dealt a force of nature, which bees are a force of nature. And it's funny, yellow is the most strongest color to our eye, so it's only right.
Yep.
You
White, honestly.
Why this?
Well, I like to sleep.
Shut up! I'm trying to sleep!
Yes.
Definitely know I
Easy
like to sleep.
question. If you had to call yourself a flavor, what would you be?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Why? Because you're black?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's an easy one.
Or passion fruit. Because it's
Yes.
like rare and it like when you eat it, you remember that flavor is so distinct. You know what I mean? It's like a distinct flavor, and it's like when you taste it, you'll just remember it.
What do you think about the indie art space for creators?
Okay, yeah, this is a good one because I was gonna actually make a video about this, but now I'm gonna make this a public statement. Now, the indie space is very interesting because right now the current mainstream space, of course, it's hyped. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out, but there is a lack of creativity for me as a consumer. Now, I make just American comics, but as a manga comic consumer, whatever you want to say, graphic novel, etc., all that, I'm a consumer of that. So right now, I feel like everything is at an all-time high. You can find whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for a specific fix, you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you want to see edgy, you can find edgy. If you want to adventure, you can find it. If you want to find mystery or horror, you can find those things. Sci-fi, romance, and there's so many new titles in the indie space. They're providing us with most, not all of them, but there are some out there. I would say some in the indie space that are they're supplying us with quality content. You may not get 100,000 plus chapters, but who cares? As long as the story is quality, I think that's what really matters. And that's what we look for now, something that's quality. Because right now, a lot of companies are pushing out this quick fix content that is not going to stick. It's usually a flop. It's all kinds of woke kind of stuff going on. And who the hell cares about that? Is the story good? Is the art good? That's what I want. And the art doesn't have to be the best. It just needs to be presentable, unique. You know what I mean? If it's presentable and unique, I'd buy it or I dive into it. You know what I mean?
What would you call wokeness in?
Well, wokeness is actually a very interesting subject because it can mean a lot of things. One thing I don't like personally is let's say there's Peter Parker, right? And the next thing, now we're not talking about Miles Morales in this situation. Because we already know the Black Spider-Man. That's been a thing for too long, longer than us. But imagine if someone were to make a Spider-Man comic where Spider-Man himself, Peter Parker, is some kind of black guy from the Bronx. What the fuck? This just makes no sense. And then, next thing you know, Mary Jane is Asian.
Yeah, and overweight.
And overweight, you know what I'm saying, with a septum piercing. Then there's
Shrek girl.
yeah.
You seen that, didn't you? Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Just that woke stuff, and then just her saying, "Well, Spider-Man can do it, then I can do it too." And just a whole bunch of shit. You know what wokeness is? The stuff Disney trying to push that Black Mermaid propaganda. And there's nothing wrong with it. I think honestly, like here's an example of how they should handle the wokeness. Honestly, they shouldn't try to replace the image of something. Rather, they should try to perfect the image of it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like instead of making Ariel black, they should have just made a CGI movie, made her look how she already looks, but make the voice actor black.
Mhm. Or they
Because
just make a whole new person character.
exactly, it doesn't even have to be Ariel. It could be a totally different mermaid, and then we would have gotten it. But they still would have found some way to shit on it. So honestly, you can't win with woke.
You can't, and also like if you're doing Ariel, you're attracting older people and older viewers. Why would you try and make it a modern thing? Especially with a live action like that, you're just asking. It's just gross. It's like when they try to come out with Sonic looking weird and nasty looking. It's
Mhm.
just who are you feeding? It's like you're trying to feed everyone the same meal. That's not the way it goes.
Exactly. It's like someone making. I don't know, man. I don't care. They could try to crucify me for it, but like I said, I'm an original guy. I like making my own shit, and I don't like. It's me personally. All right. I don't like when I see fan art and they
Hmm.
race swap. I don't like racists as race swappers. And I always say this because this is something that needs to be discussed amongst the black art community or mine, our community in specific. Stop
Yeah.
making Goku with this afro. That's not Goku. Okay, he's not Goku. It just makes no sense. Of course, you want to do it because it's black. Why don't you just make an original character?
Yeah, just make a black guy in Goku's clothing. Then
Exactly. Instead of making him a black Goku and then race swap Vegeta, Krillin, and all of them, it just makes no damn sense. And it's like, as a people, we know who it is, but they would be pissed. And this is where people don't want to hold accountability
hmm
and the double standard. If I were to make Huey Freeman a blonde hair, blue eyes, what do you think would happen? It'd piss off
outrage.
the black art community. It'd be outrage, World War III in the comments.
Yeah.
So you see how that works, the double standard? And someone
Yeah, that's a
actually
huge.
tried it. And you know what happened? The black community tried to crucify the guy in the comment section. But it's like, wow, he did what you guys did, and you're mad. It makes no sense.
Hmm.
It's hypocrisy. That's where the lack of creativity stands. You know what I mean? And this is that woke
Yeah.
shit we don't mess with.
But those are people who can't actually like. Most of them can't even draw, and they just type that into AI.
Yeah,
Black Goku, and they make it their PFP.
exactly.
But a
But
lot
people will
of
draw it too. It's
mm,
been hours drawing this, and the only thing they're getting is clicks and likes. No benefit.
yep. You know what's funny? A lot of people. It's like we even conversed with some of these people. If you're just making fan art, you're going down the deep end. You're not gonna make a living doing fan art. You can make it's a side gig to boost you up a bit, but making unless you have this unique, crazy art style that's sought after for eons,
Mhm.
it doesn't even matter. You have to have a name to yourself in order to even have people seek out that special art style. Because in reality, nothing's really that special. And
Exactly.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I forgot. What is the negative impacts or negative things about the indie art space? I
Well,
think you
one
know.
thing for sure, and the negatives that I personally would say is that a lot of people they try to make it seem as if they're better than one another. Not everybody, but they feel just because some of them may get a few likes or clicks that determines how good they really are or how good their storytelling or whatever really is. Well, that's not true. Okay, there are plenty of indie artists who don't even have social media that's clocking higher than anybody that. They have to all remember that we're all in the same boat. No one is better than anyone. None of us, not one person in the indie space, has an anime or animation that's dropped on Netflix or whatever, Crunchyroll, etc. Weekly coming out episodes, video games, and merchandise. No one has that shit. We
Mhm.
want it, but we don't have it. And that's
Mhm.
why we're all on equal playing field. And we should respect our peers because we're all in the same boat. We all want the same thing, literally. You either
Yeah.
want a game, you're gonna want a TV show, merchandise, whatever. We all want it, but the problem is that a lot of people they feel as if just because their art style may be better than I don't know John McCain says his is better than Obama's art style. For that reason, they feel as if you're insignificant, so they brush you to the side or they don't acknowledge you. Then eventually, one of the negatives too is that a lot of artists only want to support you when they see you doing good. But when you're at your
Yeah.
lower point, they don't support you. They just don't acknowledge you. They just do whatever the hell they want. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
problem here is that a lot of artists, they would how would I say this? They wouldn't come around until they see you having maybe a million, you hit a million views or 15,000 likes, then they want to comment something or repost your shit. I don't know, it's just disingenuous. You know, if we all are artists and we like the same thing, you should be more genuine towards that because we are more like you than the people out there that you miss. You know what I mean? Okay. Finally, after a long awaited time.
Yes, we just changed our clothes for a second.
Oh, yeah.
And he went to GTA Barber or some shit. All right. I don't think I've mentioned last time, but I know. I didn't mention the most important facet about you. Did I say it? No, I didn't. That you're all traditional. I did not mention that. I thought it was apparent, but I think that's the most important feature we have here. Well, not really, but yeah. So if you had a chance to go back, would you still do traditional?
Yeah.
There's no ounce in your doubt in your mind.
I love it.
Ah, well, that wasn't even any of the questions. That was just a random one. Why did you choose traditional art, and what led you down the path of traditional before digital?
Well, I chose traditional because when I read all of the old school mangas, the classic One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, Black Clover, My Hero, I think, maybe not, Demon Slayer, all those, they're all traditional.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the old school guys did it. All for the old Marvel comics, they were all traditional. So I was like, okay, if it ain't broke, then why fix it? You know what I mean?
What is the biggest drawback doing traditional anyway?
Um, the drawback, I guess you'd have to spend a little more money over time. You have to spend money to use the materials. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the learning curve is higher for traditional versus digital, but also it's more appreciated when it's looked at. Definitely 100%. And you can see the effort going in. As digital, you'd be like, oh, we don't know where this came from, how easy it was done. You can't really. So, for someone trying to start out, what are the first things they should do or worry about?
Well, worry first. You should find your art style. I'm sorry, y'all. Make sure your art style is yours. At least you get a good grasp of what it's supposed to look like. On top of that, you should look at your theme. Your theme will dictate the storytelling, the world building, etc. You would have to look at, what would I say? Your main character, understand your main character. What's their goal? What do they want to do? Do they even have a goal? Are they on revenge status? What is it? Are they happy, sad? All those fun things. Don't worry about trying to be better than the best people out there. Don't come out there trying to think you're going to be better than the creator of Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Be humble of your crown and grow.
Yeah, most artists, younger artists I see, they take on more than they can chew and then they get overwhelmed and then they quit art entirely.
Yep.
It's like trying to play LeBron James for your first pickup basketball game. You're not gonna have fun, buddy. Someone just getting into art and they don't even have a lick of art experience. They're just like they just walked into Michael's and I said, "What now?" And they want to create a manga. What would be they have $20 in there.
You have $20 and want to create a manga? Well, you better get a hustle and go get you some more money. And then just create one. costs.
Get you some money, brokey. Stop crying. That's right. That's funny. That's hilarious. I should have had. You know what? This is an idea for next time. I'm gonna have the audience ask questions in my Discord that they might want to hear or answered or whatever. But okay. So simply put it in the most simplest terms, how did you get a physical copy? You don't have to say the whole rundown, just like this, that, and that.
Well, go to mixsum.com or Amazon, and Mixsum creates the books for you. They have a bunch of templates you can use to get your own book, and that works. Also, Amazon is the same way. A bunch of templates. It's easy, it's fun, it's quick, and efficient. Of course, for Mixsum, you have to pay for the copies, which is okay.
Mm.
Because you're just ordering one. You can also use the print link to post up if you want to put it on the internet for people to buy. Whenever they hit the print link, they'll purchase the book, download, all that. You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process, but it's very, very easy.
A lot of things is easier than it's like. People always ask me, how do you make a comic book online? Just draw a picture and post it. How do you start a podcast? Start a video call and post it. It's really that simple for everything. Wow. It's funny because I have these questions. I'm like, that one's mid actually. What's the strangest or most recent thing you found inspiration in?
The strangest. Okay. I would say the strangest one that inspired me would probably be Don to Don. Weird story. That's first time. But it was interesting. It kind of reminded me of Scooby Doo.
I never watched it.
Yeah, so I was thinking old movies. That's about it.
Nothing like a piece of gum sticking to the wall. You're like, that looks cool. No used actions. If you could throw an art party, right? No
Right.
rules, no rules, no nothing. If you could throw an art party, no rules, what would the theme be and what would you have everyone do? So this can be as wild as everyone shows up in only boxers to everyone must only use ceramic, whatever comes here.
Okay. The theme would have to be Dragon Ball theme. Or no, Naruto theme. Naruto. We'll go with Naruto. Naruto theme. And what I have everybody do is okay, I gotta think about that because that's a crazy question.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It could be literally anything. Whatever they do, however they get there, how they walk in the room, what they're wearing, to even the stupidest art thing. It doesn't even have to be any relation to what you do. Probably something you've probably never done before.
I say they'd have to come there with $500 each and give it to me.
As an artist, we know we're all weirdos, right? So, what's some weird shit that you do that nobody else does?
Weird stuff's the idea. Or I felt in public, if I hear something funny or see something funny, I'll give that person a nickname and I'll turn them into an inside joke.
Mm.
Or like I'm saying, if
My
I see
dad does that a
something,
lot.
if I'm with you or a brother or a friend or a cousin, sister, whatever, if I see some shit, I'm gonna always replay that memory by making
Yeah.
a joke out of it.
Yeah, my dad does that a lot. His friend is called either oil spaghetti or loose change. I don't
Boiled
Hold on.
spaghetti.
I don't know where oil spaghetti came from.
Oil spaghetti.
If there's an artist worth collaborating with, not including me, would you be most interested with or have the most chemistry with?
Yuki Tabata, the creator of Black Clover.
Oh, fucking.
I'd love to collab with him.
I don't know. You want anything you want to talk about? These questions are mid.
Okay. So since we're on a podcast together, tell me, what is the strangest thing you've ever encountered in your Discord?
In my Discord?
Or the
Oh.
funniest?
I mean, we turned my character into a maid outfit. Wearing a maid outfit. That was pretty weird. Other than that, the random relationships, and I gotta ban everyone. Or one of them talk like an NPC sometimes. I'm like, are you even real? I said that the other day to one of them. He'll be in the comments probably. But other than the actual Discord members themselves, no, not really. Other than the weirdos within it, no.
Well, where's your questions?
Well, I don't have any
You
questions.
can ask them.
So black representation in anime and manga. Do you think it's overdone? No, we're gonna go from the pro space to the indie space after. Do you think it's undercooked or overcooked or overlooked, or what's your take on the pro player space?
Well, here's what I'll say. When it comes to the pro stuff, it's usually either really good or it's too woke. For example, Boondock. It's hilarious. Then there's a bunch of TV shows out there that are pretty good, like The Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's good stuff that's out there. The Bernie Mac show, etc. All right, it's never a consistent flow of constant good things, unless you look
Yeah.
into the early 2000s when it was happening. Now in the indie space, it's different. It can go two ways, also really good or really mid, in my personal opinion. Like as a consumer, I'm also an artist, and that's one thing. But I'm truly a consumer in art. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'd like to invest my money into things that are cool, that actually do
Mhm.
stand out, that feel like something when it comes to representation. And I don't really look for representation. That's the thing. I don't look for that. I just look for the good story. They could be black, they could be green, blue, purple, orange,
Mhm.
doesn't matter. They could be rat, bats, hedgehogs, aliens, whatever.
Yeah.
Birds. Point is,
Yeah.
the story good. If the story's shit, I'm not reading it. If it's
Mhm.
mid, I don't care. I'm not reading it. It's plain and
Yeah.
simple. And when one big thing that carries into the story is the art style. I don't care what anyone says. Your art style can be simple or it can be super detailed, like UK Murata, One Punch Man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or it can be just as simple as just look at Sonic. It's super simple how they draw that. He's three
Yeah.
colors: red, blue, and the peach color.
Mm.
It's very simple designs. So you look at the simplicity in that, or Adventure Time.
I don't really have a take on it.
So what I would say as a consumer now, they can crucify me later for being honest. But hey, honesty is better than telling a bald-faced lie or sugarcoating.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better no black people at all if you're gonna butcher it.
Yeah, if you're just gonna throw it in just because they're black and it's an absolute garbage story, what are you doing? You're making us look bad because it's not that good.
Mm.
And one thing that carries the story is the uniqueness of the world building. For an example, you can bring up the Boondocks. What made it stand out?
Oh, it's comedy, obviously.
Comedy, but the art style, it was anime.
Well, yeah.
That was big because that had never happened. When have we ever had that to that level? What was it, 4 seasons or 3?
Probably 4.
I think it was 4 seasons. That is extremely good.
No.
And though that whole show and its clips hold up to this day in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's crazy, it's really not for kids. But if we're thinking about black characters, There ain't that many in the pro state. I'll say that for sure. And it's only because a lot of stories aren't good enough to make it in there.
Yeah.
You know, it needs to be it needs to appeal to the audience. It's not just about diversity. You can get that anywhere. Just look at Adventure Time. The freaking lemon pepper. That is
That's
the
all you
ultimate.
need.
Yeah, it's super. It's diverse. People think diverse just means show black and a bunch of other races. That's one
Yeah.
thing, but there's also if there's more within it, it'll be more. It can expand more. People will relate more. But you know, and one thing they have to understand though is that just because let's say this is the thing people forget about stories and animation. We see this all the time in the whatever just on the internet. Let's say there's the Black Captain America guy, how he's the Falcon. That was the real comic, and then they get mad at this guy for being Captain America. Well, they tend to forget that America is like the land of the immigrant. It's like people think that anime worlds just have to have Japanese people, or any story just has to have that specific type of person. It's not how it works in the real world because we're everywhere. Good, like Avatar, it was super diverse cast, but that wasn't the focus. It was the story, the world building, which made it feel real. Diversity, but don't let that be the marketing strategy. Don't market blackness. No one wants to market because when you do that, it shrinks. It shrinks the credibility of the project. It's only gonna if you market off of blackness, they're only gonna think this is a pro-black thing, so only black people are gonna watch it, which will make the ratings not too high. But if you market it just as a show, everybody will watch it.
Not a lot, but some creators that market the blackness, and it just excludes everyone else.
That's what I'm saying. It's an instant
The whole
exclusion.
other possible fan base.
Exactly. And it's like
it's not empowerment. It's more of a seclusion.
Exactly. It's seclusion. And you don't want to do that. That's why I've never marketed once off of blackness. I don't care about that because that's not my target audience. My target audience is anybody who likes cartoons. And you can be whatever color. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could be green and still like it because there's green people if you look for that. I don't care. That's not the point. There's never been the point to market off the blackness. It just puts you in a hole. And when you get put in a hole, how are you going to crawl out?
What's your take on furries?
Furries? Now, people who overstimulate themselves with these furry drawings, you need to be checked out. But I think the concept of them is pretty cool because we already see them. Like they're like a humanoid animal. It's like really cool. It's like the highest evolved form of an animal. That's what I think when I see it. I've always thought like Sonic is like the ultimate hedgehog. Like no one's faster, no one's cooler than him. And out of all the hedgehogs.
Yeah, I draw a beast humanoid, an animal humanoid, and I'm a furry. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you're not a furry. Like if I draw a werewolf, is that a furry?
Yeah, like what? Wait.
When they draw the banana organs and all of the weird stuff on there.
But I have no other questions. Oh, another topic. Okay. Where? Oh, fucking hell. I'm gonna have to edit this one. Funnily.
Okay.
Yes. The shades are on. He's player mode, fellas. Get the fuck out of here. There's one person in the world you'd make real life Captain America. Who would it be?
Like a real life Captain America? The guy who played him.
Huh?
The guy who played him.
Besides him, besides Chris Evans.
Okay. Besides Chris Evans, I would probably go for Brad Pitt. Actually, no, not Brad Pitt. I'd let him be Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. But
I'm not like talking about the actor to play as an actor, but actually like
a person
take on Captain America for the United States bullshit.
NBA young boy.
Day days. Hustling through the night, yeah.
Hell no.
No, I'm playing. I'm joking.
I was thinking John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena would be good. He'd be good for that. Hey, I have a question.
What?
Was my phone supposed to be sideways?
No, fucking hell. This editing time.
You didn't.
I wasn't looking at the piece. You're over here, fucking.
Should I turn it?
Nope, just leave it like that at this point. We all had our crushes on animated characters before. What's one for you?
What's one for me?
Yeah.
Now it can be animated or just pure anime.
Well, this is like pure what?
Pure anime or animated, like anything.
Animated.
All right, I'd say first one when I was a kid.
Hmm?
Starfire.
Ah, I wasn't into Star.
Huh?
I wasn't big into Starfire.
I was. She was just different.
No, you seen the thing where she said, soon as she said she to catch information, she got a tongue kiss them or some shit. No shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Tries to speak the language. She has to kiss.
I don't know. No more learning for you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Robin, if I was Robin, I'd be tweaking out.
Hell yeah.
Hell no.
I'd have been like, do it again.
You've seen the Nightwing and the animated Nightwing Starfire. That's different.
Yeah, that's different. Seen that? Yeah, the Titans movie.
Where can they find Najirou art?
On TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, that's about it. You can read my comic on webtoon.
Yep.
Look up StingerMan and BUZZERBEE. Volume 1 coming soon, and also episode 16 almost finished. I have to finish coloring it. This was a busy week, so I didn't get a chance to color as much, but I'm almost done.
Have you been doing that on live stream?
Not every time, no. Just off of live. Sometimes,
Never disappeared from Earth.
huh?
And I was like, you disappeared from Earth.
No. So I went live like a few days ago, but I usually just do it off the camera because when I go live, it kind of distracts me. I can't really focus because I have to read the comments. And sometimes I just want to lock in and get it done.
Yeah, you don't realize how much energy it takes. Like mental energy. I think mental energy is more painstaking than physical energy being taken out. Because once your mental energy is done, you're done. Like you can't keep going. It's just like doing multiple live streams, camera in your goddamn face, pole in the face, and you're trying to wiggle around it just so the camera's straight, and you're gonna draw while it's in the way, and then you gotta read dumbass comments.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just kind of got tired of that. So I was like, I don't really care for it. I get nothing from it. So it's like, then I'd rather just go live.
Yeah, it's very I wouldn't say high. Well, I can say high risk because my phone exploded. High risk, low reward. Yeah.
Waste your battery, waste your data. It's not a waste, but I don't get paid for it anymore. TikTok, I don't know. Yeah. I don't understand them sometimes. I don't even care to understand anymore. Honestly,
It's a headache. It's an inconsistent headache.
it's a consistent headache, and I just want to draw. I want to post on social media too, but I want to draw. That's what I really want to do. Social media, it's like a distraction when trying to draw the art. It's not too much of a distraction, but it's fun and all. But then I realize it can kind of hinder consistency because you're so focused on trying to expand your social media account and all that kind of stuff. do all that hoo ha. It's like, man, I just want to draw a picture.
Yeah, some part of me thinks it's all a loop to get you in the cycle.
Yeah, that's practically what it is, and it's like, man,
The new modern day zombie is people trying to be a social media star.
yeah, it's like I had my share. It's great. It's fun. The one I would focus on is YouTube. But I try to put my art on there. That's hard to restart. But I have another niche that I do like doing on YouTube.
Mhm.
And it works out pretty good. It's different, but it's like a breather. Because art,
Yeah.
in the beginning, art was a getaway for me. Still is. To get away from this crazy ass world. And when I go live and I'm crying, it's like I'm letting the crazy ass world stay in my face while I'm trying to escape. And it's a constant battle that doesn't leave me at ease.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
No. I go live, no work can get done.
Yeah.
So, ugh. And then, how is your response to hate comments? I know you've received more than most, and maybe even love comments more than most. What's your say on that?
Hate comments, honestly. One thing I would do is if I hate something, I'm not gonna put any energy to it. I'm just gonna abandon it. If I think I'm not alive, I'm just worried about it. All right now. I'm cool off that.
Yeah.
You know, people that sit there and type a hate comment, they're just bored. They're losers. What else do you have going
Yeah, my little thing is I like to look at them as soldiers, and I'm a conjurer. And I can take them to my side. And sometimes it works. I
on? And sometimes it works.
don't bring
Got
them to the
haters.
light per se, but more so the darkness.
Yeah, I've had some haters turn into supporters. It is possible.
I look
But
at them all like Vegetas.
yeah, man, some of these guys, they're just, I don't know. Like a lot of hate comments that I get, they're from other artists, but they're garbage compared to me. Like, absolute garbage. And half of them are kids.
Hmm.
So it's like when I say garbage, I mean like nothing is out. They're just sketches and half drawn pictures and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I don't know, man. It's usually
Damn.
kid stuff. It's nothing serious. And most hate comments, if they're about anybody that's bigger, they're gonna keep it a secret. They're not gonna come directly. Yeah, it's not gonna stop me because they're just comments. That's what I mean. Like that's why I don't like going live or posting anything anymore because it's like art is supposed to be my getaway. I'd rather just deal with the comments when I put it on the webtoon. I already have an audience on it, so it's gonna be there. That's all I have to worry about.
Yeah.
And I can market the webtoon. I don't have to use TikTok and stuff.
Yep. TikTok. TikTok's probably downhill. I don't know anything about it anymore.
Me neither. Like I stopped
I
paying
can just
attention. It's boring. It's
yeah.
whack.
I just relate it to my account how it went downhill suddenly, and so did many other indie artists. So I was like, "What's going on here? This place is not for
Art.
creatives anymore."
Yeah, it's like they're not pushing artists anymore. And another thing is they are, but they're not pushing the art. They're pushing the faces. They want like you can post videos of yourself and they'll blow up. But if you're trying to get your art on there, it will blow up. It depends, but they're only trying to push new people. We've been seeing the same people. We all had our year. That's how
Yeah.
they're doing it. They get her like the smaller creators that are something that's not like I said, this how to explain this in a straightforward. Sorry about this, but this is what I mean. TikTok is only trying to put a few narratives, a few types of content these days.
Mhm.
Lifestyle, food, and really that's it. Lifestyle and food. Those are the main two. And comedy. Lifestyle, food, and comedy. Four.
Mhm.
Those four. Those are the main four that they're trying to push. And if we say 5, then it's ASMR or AI.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're trying to push. Now, as for art, sometimes music, but barely. You got to keep posting to get the music out there. But music will work too. They'll push music because that's more lifestyle. You know, something more people can relate on doing. Drawing is a more closed audience because everybody can't draw.
Yeah,
Some people like
definitely.
looking at it, but
It
everybody
gets
can't do it.
if it doesn't get a bang reaction, goodbye to your art career on TikTok. If you're not drawing memes, you're not winning on TikTok.
Yeah,
If
you
you're
gotta draw
stronger than a
memes.
meme, you're not winning on TikTok.
Exactly. And that's like the main narrative they want to put. All right. It's like a hit or miss. And they're mainly looking right now for new people. That's the algorithm. They're looking for new stars. 2025 now. Going on 2026. They don't want anybody who blew up in 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24. They're looking for 25. But really, the people who blew up in 2024, they're becoming the veterans, the
Yeah.
new veterans, because there's new people. A bunch of new guys I have never seen before, but they're blowing up. Rick
I
High,
go.
Rula, and all these guys.
Ah,
You know what I
you
mean?
said
And food content. Rick High.
Rukai? Isn't that like the relation to Kai?
Yeah, it's supposed to be his son, not really
Yeah,
his son.
streamers are on the up.
Yes,
Streamers are definitely. I mean, we're streamers in a way, but
yeah.
we're not
We're art
brainwashed.
streaming. Yeah, we're streaming art. They're doing IRL streaming in
Yeah.
real life. What they're doing at the moment, if they're eating Chipotle or shopping, fishing, or shitting, whatever.
Speed is literally all over the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's the biggest. That's the thing now, streaming. And then they would pay you if you were Speed and you started to draw on stream. That'll be huge. Because they're, oh, he's drawing now. You know, they want the creators to make a face for themselves. Not a name, but a face.
You know what I did the other day? I just
What
had
you
my
do?
face on the stream. I
Exactly.
was
And you
talking
see,
to the audience.
yeah,
I had 300 people.
that's what I'm saying. They want you to make a face for yourself. I just figured this out a few days ago. That's the trick now. Make a face for yourself, and you will have a name for yourself. Your name is secondary now. Because that's how it goes in real life. People are stuck inside all day, so they don't see many people. They're on their
Mhm.
phones. If they see you on your phone and they see your face, they're gonna know who you are based off of your name. And then your name will come. You know, when you think Kai Cenat, you don't think his name first. Think about his black face.
We all know it. We all know what that looks like.
Yeah, we
No, but
know
I
his
think
face. You know, you think
for
Dave
me,
Chappelle.
oh yeah, we all know what he looks like.
Exactly. When people see
Yeah,
your
but
name, they look for your face now.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
that. The only people
um,
who made a name for themselves was from a past generation, the early
yeah, like
2000s and back then. You know what I mean?
Minecraft YouTubers could get away with not showing anything.
Exactly. That was back then. That was a part of the old algorithm, which stopped in 2024. For show, making a name for yourself was the thing. Now you have to make a face for yourself. The name was you and your content. Like I could draw with just my hands and boom, I'm touching 200K. I'm just showing my hands, but now they want me to show my face. So my algorithm tarnished. They don't want to push that narrative anymore. They want to see the faces of the people. Who are these content creators? Do they
Yeah,
have the look? Do they have the content?
hmm I think the best way if anyone wants to live stream is to show their face while they're drawing somehow.
Yeah,
But like you have to have a separate camera type thing, and that's a
yeah,
little bit painstaking sometimes.
exactly. Or
And
get an angle with you in there drawing. You get an
and
angle and
also
they see your face. It's
the
different.
best way to become a rap artist if you're not signing a big deal with a label is become a streamer first. The new age rappers are like
Mm.
streamers. They're
Streamers are bigger
streaming
than that.
before they're rapping. Streaming is a gateway drug to all of these other platforms. Like if you want to
Exactly.
take over a space, you got to become a streamer. Like I said before, Corey Kenshin's jumping into anime and manga right now. He
Exactly.
has the face. Markiplier, he's making a movie. He has he's already known for his face and he's jumping in the movie. It's gonna do box office numbers.
He-
What's his name? Flight Reacts. You know that basketball YouTuber? Flight.
Yes, everybody knows
He
Flight.
made songs a while ago, way before DDG probably.
Oh
And
yeah.
that in DDG himself making music. He made a song with what's his name? The Song Wars, the dude that hosts the Song Wars, Playboy Max, whatever.
Pipe Boy Max? Yeah.
No, Blackboy Max. Yes. He's like the second biggest streamer right now, Blackboy Max probably.
See?
Other than you got Kai, him and fucking Speed.
Exactly. So any of those guys, even
Oh yeah.
Logan Paul, he dropped a rap song, instant 75 million views.
Oh yeah, like the surgeon. I was talking about being a surgeon that he quit. You've seen that video before? He literally just shows his face and just talks about his life experiences. That's what's blowing up on YouTube. People just showing their face and talking in the wilderness, spitting real game, like all my 40 years type thing. And this
Yep.
is all you need. I see those videos all the time.
Yeah, because people are inside all day doing nothing. They're not in the real world.
Mhm.
You and I are in the real world outside of this art space. Many
Yeah.
are not. I realize in the art space that many people are just indoors all day, just drawing, haven't stepped out, only to go get groceries and fill up the gas tank.
Yeah.
And it's like they haven't done anything else outside of that, but a few things. Everything is all virtual. So there's a disconnection. So people can connect with other people by looking at what they're doing in real life. The extroverted activity. A lot of people have become introverts. We have to get out.
The newest thing I've been watching, as someone who's mainly indoors, anyways, but I get out so more often now. But mainly thing I watch is this guy named Peter Santinello.
Right.
It's pretty much outdoors stuff. It's what is doing rocket numbers on YouTube. Outdoors. I watch this dude or people living off the grid. That's what I like to watch.
Yeah, a lot of people. I watched that too. Have you seen Offshore Tales?
Who?
Offshore Tales.
No. Is that a channel or a video?
So this guy, he's blowing up like crazy. So ever since last year, he started blowing up. He's just now touching his pro thing. I've been watching him since TikTok, his little TikTok he has. This guy is like the new Steve Irwin.
You said Offshore Tales.
Yeah, Offshore Tales. What he does is he goes out to all these abandoned islands and stays out there for a few days, and he catches his own food, cooks it, whatever. He survives. He knows all kinds of shit. He's really good. He's interesting and he's funny. But he reminds me of Steve Irwin mixed with Bear Grylls. If you know about Bear Grylls, Man vs. Wild, from Discovery Channel. You ever heard about him? Yeah, with the short brown hair, and he goes all around the world. That's what this guy does. But he's also like Steve Irwin because he's from Australia. He has that accent, the Australian accent.
Yeah.
So he's really interesting to watch. I always watch his videos since I've seen him on TikTok. Like, because he goes in the ocean and gets fish. I never seen no one just dive in like that and go just instantly hunt, catching barracudas and bluefin tunas, all this kind of stuff. Fish that are worth thousands of dollars. This guy catches with no equipment.
Yeah.
No breathing tank, no oxygen tank. He's diving in.
It's crazy what people can do if they've. These are people that are just grow up not even inside though. They grew up outside and shit. They just used to that. Like the video I watched recently with the Peter Santinello, he went with this guy who's not Amish, but he lives by them. He has no registration papers. He has no form of identification. He has 50 acres of land, and he's just walking around barefoot everywhere.
That's what this guy does. He's barefoot.
And this dude eats poison ivy. No, he didn't. He doesn't do it on purpose or like regularly. He just knows he can. Like, so he says he's been around it enough. He said you eat tiny bits at a time until you're just immune to it. you just become immune to it naturally. And he just ate some and just
Well,
and he lives off of his own fruits and veggies, and he bathes in his little basin thing. But it's
that's
insane. That got off track clearly. But where's the track?
yeah.
That's why I'm
Where's
doing
the
this
track?
podcast. Podcasts are in, baby. Oh god. I'm always late to every train, but next one I'll be on it. Well, I watch podcasts now, do you?
Yeah, of course. Everyone watches them.
It helps me draw.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like it's like white noise.
Sometimes it is, but it's like, I just watch it while it gets me through my stuff I know I have to do that I'm not interested in drawing. But
Yeah, it usually does. That's what I think. It's like maybe it's a thing where we're used to hearing people talk when we're working, like classrooms. We grew up half of our life in school,
mhm.
so we're used to writing or drawing with people around and talking.
Yeah.
When we're at the house by ourselves, that's one thing. But then when you like go on live stream, you have to look at comments rather than hear them.
I mean, there's just nothing to do.
Yeah,
If you really think about it, there's absolutely once you do it a few times, it's like you've done it. What now? The only thing left to do is travel. So when they're sitting there doing nothing, I gotta color this whole thing in. I don't want to, so I'll just put on a podcast, and I'd much rather watch the one where they're showing their faces, obviously. So there's that. But podcasts are in because people need human connection.
exactly. You know, there's one more thing I wanted to relate. Because prior to me starting comic books, I also used to do different mediums like clay and even painting. That's one of my favorites. I haven't painted in years, but now I want to do it again. Maybe get into oil pastel or something. And
That's
just
why I asked you that question before. If you had to host your own art party,
okay, yeah, yeah. It'd be something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I could go and get me some stuff when I get paid next week. I want to get some different kind of art stuff.
yeah,
And
painting
try.
is really just you start it, get annoyed, and you stop.
Yeah, and it's like I'm always drawing. I'm gonna always keep drawing my comics. But ever since I posted my art on social media, my fear was that the public, and of course, there's a lot of good within it, but I've had a lot of bad too, and that's not what I want to see. The main thing I
Mm.
want to see is just me escaping this world. I just want to escape and feel free. You can tell through my art style; it's very bright, vibrant. So you know what I mean. The world is very effed up. It's like this requires too much for me to feel free. I never really saw like even though I can do it very well, this is my personal. You can edit this out, but like I've never growing up when I always drew, I always felt free. I felt good about it. I still feel good about
Mhm.
it. Now I have to worry about social media. I got to worry about comments, hate raids, all that. I don't know if I want to keep doing that. That's how I personally feel. But I still want to create art, but I want to do it in a more expressive way than just limiting myself to only cartoons.
And you shouldn't have to.
Exactly. So I'm
before
going.
before I even started art, I was realism first. I did realism first, but I realized there was no money in that shit. I was looking at all the avenues of realism. Yes, there's a few breakaways, but that's like the same odds. You being a big artist and like through realism and like physical art these days is you the same odds as someone 5'10" trying to get in the NBA, no matter how good they are. It's like it's a very slim chance, and it's the odds are very stacked against you because the only people who want it actually I always counter argue myself, but I'm about to right now. Because all you have to do really is sell to a big market. There's this rich guy who was talking about Well, he was talking about. He said one thing because this dude that interviews rich people or something, and he was like, "What's one advice?" He was like, the other guy was like, he said, instead of selling to people that have less money, you just sell to people with more money, and make it a higher price, and you're doing the same amount of effort.
Exactly.
But
That
we
yeah,
shouldn't.
have the target audience. You're right.
But yeah, he was just selling it to people who had the money to spend, and it's really. But I still think there was no money at the time in like physical like paintings and stuff like that. Like, and there's people way more talented with more work to give, and they're not doing anything with it. It's like makes you think like, at least with like comics and stuff, you can actually have a
Yeah, you can
input,
have a revenue.
quick input and output, a quicker input and output. So that's why I gave up realism altogether.
Yes.
Actually, I was in fashion design, so for people who don't know, and I was like, this is stupid too. I mean, that I could still, I don't. There's other reasons why I stopped doing that, but there's no thing these days where you can just go out and meet your art buddies. No one's doing art around here. No, there's no art gatherings these days, and
There
that's
are
why it's a
there
real
are where
lost.
I am. There are some.
Oh, now where I am, motherfucker, I'm trying to talk to people.
Yeah. No.
They're all busy living hard life, working two jobs. Like what the fuck?
I know, man. But there's stuff out here, and it's like I don't know. I've met a lot of art buddies recently, even at my job. These
Mm,
guys, they see what I can do. They see my work, but I also want to be like ever since I was a kid. I've always watched Bob Ross tapes. We used to have them.
mm,
We had a bag, like a garbage bag, full of tapes, and I used to love the Bob Ross tape. And he just paint, and I just paint with whatever I had, even though I sucked. I want to do that again sometimes, but just
mhm.
paint the color palette up, make the grass red, the sky
Yeah.
blue, the mountains orange. Like this, I want to go the extra mile, do what I do now, but differently. I think that is something.
Yeah, it really has to be self-fulfilling because the money making won't be there, I
Yeah,
don't
and
think.
it's like and that's the thing. I don't really care about the money. I don't care about the clout, the audience, any of that. I just want to make a good masterpiece, and then just feel good about it. And whatever happens, happens.
This
I
is
think
why I always suggest people to paint their shoes. Now, this is one of my poorest ones, but you get real interactions from painting your shoes from other artists, from other people. It's like a way to show your art to people without even trying. And I don't do it on video anymore, but it's still like something I do on the side for enjoyment purposes because there's nothing better about utility in art form. So I think everyone should grab a pair of, it doesn't have to be leather. You can paint on moccasins too. Actually, what's funny? I get the most compliments. This is the most complimented shoes I've ever have, and these are my earliest things, just because I paint them on moccasins. There's no skill behind these, but I get at least 2 compliments a day every day I wear these. But
yeah, my work.
yeah, I just slide around. I put some sport soles in them. But I just slide around and wear them like slippers. My heel be on here like this. I don't even wear them properly. But yeah, everyone just get a pair of white canvas Vans, and that is the biggest conversation starter ever. If you want to connect with people who watch anime, paint your favorite anime on there. If you want to connect with people, just be a walking bulletin board. Mhm. You want to start any type of conversation and you're an introvert, wear some painted shoes.
I would totally paint some paintings and put them on shirts.
Yeah, you can do that
Like,
too.
like it'd be very minimalistic, just a rectangle canvas shape. Right
Hmm.
there, there's the canvas, and you see the signature on there, and the tag would be my signature, and it'd just
Hmm.
be like that kind of thing. I
And
should try that. I should try that.
yeah,
I could
I
call
think
it the
I
canvas
know.
hmm,
Money aside, money aside,
edit
money
that out.
aside. Both things. Money aside, if you really want to connect, or if you really want to just like people are interested in you, the artist, more so than your art in general when they see you. So that's why I even got shoe sales to begin with. They were watching my progress. People liked when I had a little cup of water instead of like some professional canteen to dip my paintbrush in. I just showed me cutting the bottle in half, dipping my paint in there, swooshing it around, the really indie rookie setup. And they were eating it alive. But
And that's
this
all I want to
podcast, yeah, this podcast is not for money, not for attention, for anything. I just want to talk to other artists, and I never get a chance to. So I
That's
don't care about anything. I really don't. Like this it'll take some effort to edit, just very minimally. But when do we ever talk to other indie artists? For me, if you're living in like a city or something or a small town, they ain't nowhere. They're not even here. So I gotta outsource online. You're not even from here.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, eventually we'll meet, but what the fuck? I'm not driving past an hour. Fuck that. That's a nap. But yeah, literally. And I won't be interviewing any other artists. There'll be like people creating games, people doing other stuff, But
Right.
you got any hills you want to die on before we end it?
A hill I
Bold
want
take.
to die on. Bold. Hmm. I don't know if anyone's ready, but I think that this isn't a bold take because I feel like everyone's done it. It doesn't count. I don't think I would say it. Honestly, I just would say if you have a hater on the internet, it's okay to tell them fuck you. Because they're basically saying it to you anyway. So why not say it to them? And if they get butthurt, oh well.
And the problem is the audience gets butthurt.
Yeah, it's like, why are you butthurt? He's already hating.
Yeah, like the integrity. Be humble. Nick.
They don't be humble. Because in real
Sometimes,
life,
yeah,
it's like hypocritical in real life. In real life, they'd never let that shit. You know how Americans are. Half our audience is practically American. And,
like
everybody, no one gives a damn.
how many people leave my live streams when someone says something ridiculous and I negatively react like, yo, suck my, and then everyone drops out. Half the audience leaves. I'm like, am I not allowed to be human on here?
Yeah. Nope. They want you to be robots, which is why I'm tired of it. I don't want any parts anymore. I do, but I don't. It's fun, but it's too draining. It just doesn't feel fun anymore. Trying to please the crowd. Where's the fun in that? Why can't I just
I think you should come to YouTube, right?
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm thinking of. Just
do not in the same way you've been moving on TikTok.
yeah, I need
You
new
gotta have that fuck you energy, bro. You gotta have it. I have it. You gotta start messing with your viewers. It's fun.
I want to bring. But here's the thing: I have my comic. I want to keep my comic only on Webtoon. I don't mind. I don't really care for making social media about it. Honestly, if they want to read it, they can read it. I'll tell you that I have a comic. Honestly, because I just want to make that. Because do you see Yuki Tabata, Kishimoto, Stan Lee, all these guys with the Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok? No. And they still made it. Their art is what performed. My art performs without the social media. I realize. So I don't have to use it anymore. All I need to do is invest money into it to market it for advertising. Get ads from it. That's all I have to do.
I mean, I've told this to my anti. I said, because he struggles on social media as well, and I'm like, look, if you have a great product, it always breaks through the cracks. It breaks through the surface. Anything that's good always gets appreciated once it gets its spotlight. And I was like, and you have the strongest thing going for you. You have the word of mouth. That is stronger than anything ever. Yes, internet has its advantages, but it also takes away from your original craft you're crafting to begin with.
Yeah. You have to kind of tweak your content to fit the internet perspective. That's what I don't want. You know what I mean? Like I had to make for me, like I go back and watch them now. Of course, they were good videos for TikTok, but they're cringe to me. They just feel cringe when I watch them.
Yep, I cringe all the time.
I'm looking at my videos and all that, and just like, wow, these are so cringe. I mean, it worked for that time, but cringiness is not what's selling. That was TikTok's algorithm. They
I
wanted.
mean, I'm naturally a cringy person sometimes, so it's just nothing to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing, but just for me, like just watching it, I got cringed.
Yeah, just never do art people want you to do. That's what I learned.
That's
Only
what I
do what
learned.
you want to do.
Exactly.
Never ever, because you do one. Okay, I've already done the metrics. I have to tell someone this almost every week, but someone says draw this and I'll follow you. Okay, you follow me for this one drawing. So I'm gonna spend an hour and a half for one subscriber, and you're gonna unsubscribe a month later. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I got bored of TikTok and all that. So it's like, I enjoy YouTube because I can make something. That's another form of art, sculpting. Because I do the Lego thing. It's like sculpting for me. So I build something, I upload it. It does great for a long time. It's still doing great, and I haven't posted in a month.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, I don't even have to worry. And then if I, whenever I upload again, I know it's going to do good because that's just, they're waiting on me to drop the next masterpiece. I already
Yeah.
have it. I just need to film it. Well, that's it. But when it comes to my next big move on YouTube, I'm going to do painting. I want to paint some good stuff, something that I feel good about. And it won't just be one medium. I'll do different mediums. Sometimes I'll be doing this on that. Then they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, you have a comic. Always going to work on that because it's where my heart is. But I also have other love. These watercolor color pens, you color with them and then you get the watercolor and you can blend with them in another way. No one's doing this content. I can use this to my advantage.
Hmm.
If I want to, I can paint a masterpiece with these. Or
Yeah.
even my paintbrush. I have watercolor, all this stuff I can try. I want to do stuff like that. Get a big canvas and do some oil paint. That's what I really want to do. Because I
You
have
know
a
what I
great
want to do?
way. I have like, I don't know, like I don't want to do I want to get out of the perspective of doing people and animals, and I want to do just nature. I want to do nature because I really enjoy it. I'm outside all the time, and since I moved out into the south and got a big grasp of nature, I've become an outdoor person, and I've really grasped. I've always loved nature, regardless. As a kid, I used to go to creeks, ponds, all that stuff, levees, be outside. I've always been out an outside guy. Now I'm really appreciating it. It's like, wow, I want to draw what I see.
Are you able to grow your own plants outside?
Yeah,
I'm very jealous because that's what I've been. That's my next channel, actually. I'm actually big. That's what I would want to do in the future. Like, if I could, like, cut off. That's why I asked that question, like, the first time we did the interview thing.
right.
Like, what would you do if there was no art? My thing would have been, become like an herbalist guy, like living, if I could live off the grid, but I'd be growing
Same.
my own supply.
That's what I want to do. Become an herbalist. I do have. I've had a garden. The season's gone, but it's coming back. But there's flowers and stuff, plants. I have a green thumb. I want to grow herbs, all that goody stuff. And then I also, I want to just paint. I want to paint the plants that I see in
We
flowers.
both.
Think about that. What if I just had a portfolio of flowers and trees and mountains and creeks and ponds, rivers? I'd like to do that. Clouds and stuff. I would like
Mhm.
to try that and then give them names. And
Mhm.
you can even sell them, for God's sake. Who knows? I have
That's
my
just
way of doing it.
a bonus.
It's just a bonus, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to have that portfolio of masterpieces.
Yeah.
Just enter them in shows just to show people. And the way I color, I have a specific way, so it's gonna kind of remind you of Vincent Van Gogh. As he really taught me a lot of color. Like when I do my designs with the swirls and all that stuff, I think about Vincent Van Gogh, Starry Night, and all those things.
Yeah.
Frida. I think about Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael. Yeah, it's funny that they had the Ninja Turtles. I was thinking about that, but that's what I remember. You know, these guys are good. They're good. There's some good
Mhm.
artists out there. You know, they're very inspiring. But yeah, that's what I have to say. I died on that hill, whatever that hill was. But that's that's all I've got.
Yes. The hill of saying fuck you. That was the hill.
Yeah, so F you to all haters and stand on it 1,000%.
And supporters. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Supporter. Make them mad and they're your worst enemy.
Mhm. You get offended, that means you're soft.
So that's what
Grow a pair.
I miss. No, I can't say that. They'll crucify me. No,
What?
fuck it. I miss old America in the early 2000s where you could just say shit. People wouldn't even
Oh,
bat
you
an
can
eye.
now. You can now, kind of. It's coming back.
Oh yeah, of course it came back for sure. But you know, people are getting their backbone regrown.
Nah, they're just getting encouraged to feel free because they're still soft and they wouldn't do it beforehand.
Yeah, the comments, the phone has made them feel bigger than what they truly are. But yeah, that's all I got. I don't want to diss any more people with no audience.
Bro, I've been canceled twice, so I know what it's like.
Yeah, I've been
You've been
canceled.
canceled. You've been tried to be canceled. You tried. You couldn't be
It's hard.
canceled. We have the uncancelable and the numb to cancellation.
Yeah, I can't get canceled. It doesn't
Look,
work.
I already been canceled, bro. It was hilarious and it was kind of like, damn, I gotta go on my phone to see this again. I'll just turn it off. I've been canceled. Damn.
Damn. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I have put in my input. I've
And
said what I
now
have to say.
you guys are gonna put your input in by hitting the like button. We got 8 subscribers on this channel.
Yes.